What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis once again answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com, get a consultation, a quick question, or check out the profile reviews that I'm also doing. Also go to Ask Chaz Ellis on Facebook. Make sure you like that page too. Okay, the question that I got was from a lady who said, why is it that men seem to want to date younger women? Now, I'm going to answer this question, but I'm going to say in advance that I answer these questions for some of y'all ladies, and y'all get mad at me. I'm trying to help you out and give you the information, and some of y'all get mad at me for being the messenger. Like, oh, Chaz, I can't believe you would say something like that. Why would you? Look, I'm telling you how people are thinking so I can help you out. Stop getting mad at me. I'm helping. Dang, I'm going to do it anyway. I know some of y'all get mad anyway, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. The first reason is the ability to be molded. Okay? The reason why a lot of guys want to date younger women is because when they date younger women, they feel like younger women are just more easily molded, are more easily go into the program. You know, they get a girl that they need to cook, they get a girl that need to clean, or maybe they might get a girl that doesn't need to do any of those things. She just kind of needs to chill and, not get mad when they have to work a lot or whatever the case may be. It's a little easier sometimes because the person is young and they don't have habits that they've already formed. Well, when you're older, a lot of times you have past relationships. And our past relationships really do cut into us as a person. And they change us as a human being. We pick up things. That even creates the lens that we see the world from. It's like if you were with somebody in the past, what you think is right and what you think you're supposed to do in a relationship has been developed by those people. And you just can't help that. So that's a big thing. A lot of women, especially if you were with somebody who wasn't on the same level as the new guy. So you get with somebody new and you used to date somebody who's a complete loser, some of the things you think should be required of you in a relationship may not be valid anymore. Or you may have to do more. You may be like been with a dude that didn't have a job, didn't take care of the household, didn't come home, cheated on you all the time, and you might have built some habits based on that, like, oh, I don't need to sleep with him on a regular basis. Oh, I don't need to cook. I don't need to clean up. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. And now all of a sudden you're with a guy who's doing really well for himself, coming home every night, being faithful to you, and you're trying to be in a relationship in that same way. What you have to do is you have to make sure that you go blank slate into a new relationship. When you get into a new relationship, you have to say, whatever I did for this last guy doesn't mean that I can do the same thing for this new guy. I have to monitor what he wants and what he needs and kind of build around that, because both people are going to have to do that going into a relationship, kind of build around each other a lot. But like I said, people are going to look for somebody that they can mold. They're going to look for somebody also that they can get on their program. And if you're not going to be that person, it's going to be very hard for you to find a guy with options. Okay, number 2, less baggage. That's just the reality of the situation. The older you get, the more baggage you have. It's just the way it is. The older you get, the more likely you are to have kids. And even if you don't have kids, you're more likely to have some bitterness from the fact that you haven't got the relationship to produce children and marriage and all those things. Doesn't matter. The older you get, the more baggage you are going to pick up. That's just natural. Some people have it at a young age, but the older you get, the more likely you are to pick up that baggage. A lot of guys are not looking for somebody with baggage because they just don't want to deal with it and they don't want to take care of those situations. Whether it be kids, whether it be bad credit that you done picked up, or just a sour ass attitude from the last person, or even a sense of entitlement that comes from what you've been through before. Some people feel like, oh, I got dissed by the last guy, so I don't have to do anything for the next guy. No. Like I said before, blank slate. You don't get to come in and get payoff for what you did in the last relationship. It doesn't matter if you wasted 20 years with that person. Doesn't count. So the thing you want to make sure you do is, even if you do have baggage, make sure that with your baggage comes knowledge and more ability to do for somebody. Okay? If you got kids, make sure you can now cook. Make sure you're now better at cleaning the house. You're better at balancing a checkbook and bills and things of that nature. Don't just come in with 2 kids and no knowledge to come along with that. Otherwise, you can't get mad at somebody for wanting to pick a younger person that doesn't have that same baggage. If you've been through a lot of relationships, be better. Come in with some freaky sex moves. Come in with some cool stuff to do. Don't just come in like, oh, I got ran through by, these dudes over here, but I didn't learn anything from the situation. Otherwise you can't be mad at somebody for wanting to pick somebody younger who's been through less. I'm just being real. I know some of y'all gonna get mad at me. I'm trying to help you out. Okay, number 3, control. I mean, the reality is when somebody's dealing with a younger person, that younger person is more likely to let them to control the situation. They're more likely to be like, here, I'm wanting to follow somebody. You're leader of the household. You can do whatever you need to do to make sure we're straight, because that's why I got with somebody older. I wanted somebody to mold me, and I wanted somebody that's going to be in some control of the situation. I don't want to have the chaos that was my life before. Well, that you're older, you might be set in your ways a little bit more. You might be used to running things a certain way. You're going to have to figure out how to get into another person's program if that's what they're looking for. If they're looking for somebody that's going to kind of follow their lead, then you got to be able to follow that dude's lead. If you are not wanting to follow somebody's lead, you need to find somebody who has ideas that are similar to yours, so you guys can work together a little bit easier. You need to make sure that you guys are in a situation where you're always on one accord for the most part. But it's going to be very difficult. I'm just going to be honest with you. A lot of people don't want somebody who's constantly going to be thinking, oh, I got to be saying, I got to be 50-50, I got to be doing this. I'm just being honest with you. A lot of guys get younger women because younger women aren't going to really try to be that way because they can't. If that guy's 35 and you're 19, you just don't have the knowledge and the life experience to really be able to combat him on most things that are going on, because you just don't know. So that's something to think about. Just being able to be with the right type of person that you're on the same page with, but also being able to give and take a little bit. Number 4, appreciation. That's one of those things that you're going to get a lot more from younger people most of the time, because younger people just haven't been through it before. A lot of girls, they're young, they haven't had anybody buy them anything, anybody really do anything for them. A lot of older women, they could do for themselves. They've already had people buy for them. They've already been through all these different situations. Some of them been married before, so even when you offer that, they're like, that doesn't mean anything. You got to make sure that you don't let what you've gone through in life make you jaded and make you cynical, to where you don't really respect anything anyone's doing for you. You have to come in with an open heart and open mind. Otherwise, people don't want you. They're going to want somebody who's fresh and new and got a new perspective on things. Use the fact that you've been through some things before to know what to appreciate. Somebody doing something for you, you can tell what place it's coming from based on what you've already been through. So that is one of the biggest things you learn in life, and one of the biggest things you get from age is discernment. So use that as you're getting older, so that you don't seem unappreciative and you don't seem like somebody who can't see a good thing when it's right in front of them. And number 5, the last reason why guys just choose to date younger women is because they can. I know every single thing that I put on this list about women who are older applies to older men. And because of that, you would normally think that you would see most younger women not wanting to date older men. But there is one major thing that is different between older men and younger men, and that is accomplishment. The reality is, if you are a 19-year-old kid in college, you cannot compete, for most people, unless you come from a rich family or something like that. But the average person, you cannot compete with a 30-year-old man who is, established and already has a business. How the hell could you? Or even a 25-year-old. Most of the time, you just can't compete. As we get older, men and women, as we get older, we acquire baggage, but we also acquire wealth and property and things that, the 55-year-old version of me better not be in the same financial position as the age I am now. Okay? Every year you're supposed to get more and more and more and do better. All right? When you're young, you might be struggling. When you're older, you're probably going to be doing a lot better. That is the big one-up that older men have on younger men, and that is why you see a lot of younger women going for older men. Not just for the money aspect of it, but because of the accomplishment and because of the fact that when a guy is older, he is more settled. He does have a structure set up that's going to allow him to be more serious about that girl right off because he just has it set up. So as a female, that's one of the things that you run into is that most women are not willing to date a broke guy that's bringing nothing to the table. So they can't really compete with young women because the one thing that they got over young women, they wouldn't use. Just being real and honest. Hopefully I was able to help you out. Y'all put in the comment box below what y'all think about it. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Oh yeah, make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com, get a consultation or a quick question, and make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else. Peace.